Fiona here.
Stitch.
And Stitch.
Yeah.
Hi, Fiona and Stitch. How are you both? They look so excited. They're having great fun here today.
Yeah, we're having a really good time.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask you your name. Because it's Dougie Day. What's your name?
Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
Rob.
Hey, Rob. How you doing? So what? Great. What brought you out today?
We sponsor the Maryland SPCA almost every single year.
Great.
We've been.
About
This is
13
our
years.
this is our second set of dogs. So
Oh,
we've
really?
been sponsoring for a very long time, and we try to come out any year we can. And even if we can't come out, we still raise money.
Oh, great. See, I tell you, Baltimore and the state of Maryland has some of the greatest citizens because we really care.
We do. Yeah.
And that really makes Baltimore, because when a person can take time out to love an animal, one of God's wonderful creations, it's very special. Yeah. So what would you say to all the guys with a dog today? Whoa. These guys are excited. What would you say to some of the guys that have a dog to help celebrate today?
Oh, I don't know. Just get them out here. It's a gorgeous day, and even if you're into the tough dogs, learn about their mentality. They may look tough, but they're actually really sweethearts inside. I mean, people are afraid of her just for her looks, but she's an amazing dog. She's so sweet. She wouldn't hurt a fly.
And what kind of dog is that?
She's actually a mixed breed. She's a mix between American Bulldog and Old English Bulldog.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so she's got a lot of big dog in her, and she's got a big heart. That's it.
Yeah. And most people don't know that.
Right, exactly. And there's a lot of beautiful dogs here, and we should celebrate them all. I mean, they're just got so much to offer. Yeah.
So are these considered your children?
Absolutely.
Got it. These are their babies. I love it. And again, that's what most people say. These are my children. And that's love. So look, I will let you all go. The dogs are so antsy and they want to get out there and walk. Have a good day. God bless you both. Peace. Okay. Thank you.
so
All right.
much.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye, guys. See you. Have fun walking. Look at the little guy. Again, it's a family day. People are walking their children. I mean, the pets are the daughter, their son. You gotta just love. If you have a pet today, just thank God that you have a wonderful friend, a companion. Appreciate them, respect them, and let everybody know in your family and all your friends to love an animal. And don't forget to adopt, because an animal in your house could be the essence of love and company and companionship. We'll be right back. We could be back. Don't move. What is your favorite dog?
My favorite breed?
Your breed, yeah.
The pit bulls.
Really? Okay.
Without a
great.
doubt, pit bulls.
Wow. So, you have to have. What's your feeling about the ruling that just came to the state of Maryland in reference to pit bulls
Well,
being a vicious animal?
it's devastating for pit bull owners because it singles them out, and it almost makes it seem like a pit bull is not a dog, but
Mhm.
it's an entirely different animal, and it's not the case. A pit bull is a dog. They want your companionship, they want your love and your loyalty, so it's not fair at all to discriminate against one breed. And Baltimore is very, very overpopulated with pit bulls, so the most we can
Absolutely.
do right now is educate people on the amount of training and the things that they need.
I,
Keep
I,
them
you
safe.
you know, I almost would like to say pit bull training needs to go citywide because, again, you have so many pit bulls, and because this new ruling, the pit bull owners and dog owners will have to really come together and do some education because, again, the legislatures in Annapolis, they just think that this animal is totally vicious and that's it. But that's not the case.
Yep, and I would say in the past 2 to 3 years, our private client base has jumped a ton for
Really?
pit bull type dogs. Right now, we're running at about 70 to 75% pit bull type dogs in our private training classes.
Wow, that's good.
So I think it is making a difference. All the advocacy and all the support that the community is giving the pit bulls, I think it is making a difference.
Okay, great. Well, listen, I'm so glad to have had this time with you.
Me
and
too.
Vesta.
Thank you for having me.
Again, state of Maryland, let's surround all the animals lovers, and I'm asking you to go to Bart's and to get an animal, adopt an animal. It's a wonderful place. There's wonderful training to support the animal that you will adopt. Again, so would you like to have your last words to all the wonderful animal lovers?
We need your help at Barks. We need you to come in and provide the care and the enrichment and the love for animals just like this, like Vespa, who's adoptable at Barks. And the more people we can get in the door, the better, because once you see the difference it makes, it'll change your mind.
I just want to get a last shout out from my friend here, Joe. Joe, again, I'm so excited to have you here. I didn't know you were taller than me. Joe, again, from Bart's, the volunteer manager, please give a last word to the wonderful citizens in the state of Maryland so that they can adopt an animal from Bart's.
All right. Basically, I have said it before, I'll say it again, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. We're a wonderful organization. We provide enrichment and quality of life to the animals in our care, and we want to keep that going, and we need volunteers to help us keep that going. So please volunteer. Please check out our website. Again, it's www.baltimoreanimalshelter.org, or just Google Barks if you forget that particular address, and check it out. So thank you for listening.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you, Vesta. You've been a great Dougie. We love you out there. Remember, put your arms around your pet today and let your pet know that you love your pet. And we'll say goodbye to you. Dougie's waved his tail bye. We're here at the 17th Annual Dog Walk, and I have here with me Delegate Sean Tarrant from the 40th District. Delegate, how are you this morning?
I'm outstanding today.
That's wonderful. And I understand that you are on the Health and Government Operations Committee.
Yes, I am in Annapolis.
And also you are a board member of the SPCA.
Yes, I'm a board member of the SPCA. Proud to be here for the 17th Annual March for the Animals.
Yes.
And what's amazing is today they come out to Druid Hill Park. You see pets of all sizes. You'll see out here poodles, Great Danes, whatever you want to see. If you want a pet, this is the time to come out here and look at some of the pets. And so what we do is we have this event once a year, and this is the biggest fundraiser for the SPCA, where they're able to raise money, to be able to adopt animals, spade and neuter them as well, to make sure we keep the population at a good rate so that we don't have too many stray cats and dogs out there. And also SPCA likes people to come by and teaches them how to better care for their pets as well, so pets and owners can live happy, healthy lives together.
Delegate, the state of Maryland
Yes.
has been so wonderful and so gracious to the SPCA that they did something so wonderful. Can you tell the community at large in the state of Maryland what the state of Maryland, our great governor, and all have done for, and the whole delegation done for SPCA?
Well, the SPCA applied for a bond bill through the delegation, the 40th District, and we were able, as a district, to get the SPCA $100,000 in matching funds to build an adoption center. So this way, people can come out to a beautiful center and see pets that they want to adopt, and it's all up and running. And the amazing thing is, just this past Friday, they received the $100,000 in the mail, SPCA. So when they say the check is in the mail, it actually ended up on the doorstep on Friday.
The check is in their hands.
In
So,
their hand,
you know,
yes.
that's wonderful because in the state of Maryland, there's so many pet lovers and owners, and people really are so excited to have this great, awesome march here today, because to show the community at large how much they really care about animals.
Right.
And more people are beginning to be pet owners.
Yes.
And loving animals, respecting God's wonderful creation.
Yes.
Delicate, so what is your strong commitment to animals?
My strong commitment to animals is to make sure that they are safe, that they are provided for in a home where people live and want to take care of them, and to make sure that we have animals where they have owners, that they're not stray, running around our streets, becoming a nuisance to society. So SPCA does a great job of making sure that the animals are well taken care of and making sure they get into fine places where people can take care of them. So that's my interest, to make sure that people can live well with their pets.
You know, unfortunately, there's one blighted side where you have animal cruelty.
Yes.
What would you say to children or someone that would anticipate ever harming an animal?
You never want to harm an animal, and kids that harm animals will later harm adults. So we're going to make sure we raise our children in a way to be kind to pets and respect pets. And also remember, pets have personalities. You can't approach a pet that you don't know in erratic motions, because you might make them growl at you or might even bite you. So you have to be very careful not to approach them. Think of a pet almost like somebody big and strong who you think you see in the mall. You don't run up on somebody that big and strong, because they might push you or something like that. You just want to be kind and make sure they can see you. And so the thing is, with pets, you just want to make sure that you respect them, because they have pets have feelings too.
That's right. That's very true.
They really have feelings too. The only thing pets cannot do is talk and laugh, but they do get angry.
Well, I've heard some animals talk on television, so it does happen. Listen, do you believe that, or does the legislation have any plans to take animals in school and teach children the protocol on how to treat animals?
Well, the thing is, we don't really need to pass legislation to do that. I think the SPCA and other organizations throughout the state of Maryland can partner with their local school boards and also schools and principals and bring pets by, for example, on days like days related to health or days as far as if you have job fairs, because people actually are in the business and have pet stores. That's a part of a job fair.
Yeah.
And so you use those opportunities to teach children about how to better care for pets in a loving way.
Tell me, what do you think is the most popular dog out here now?
The most popular dog, I think a poodle. I've seen a lot of people with poodles, and poodles seem to travel in packs.
And you know, they're large and they're small.
Oh, they're large and small. They come in different colors, and so, a matter of fact, when I got out of the car, I saw a pack of maybe 6 or 7 poodles with their owners. So people who seem to have poodles have more than one.
Right.
Have more than one.
That's good. You know, I want to give a special shout out to, since you mentioned the Baltimore City Schools, Chief of Staff, Miss Tisha Edwards. You are a beautiful person. We appreciate you. You're doing such a wonderful job in Baltimore City. Thank you. I just thought I would give her that shout. She's such a wonderful person.
Well, you got to do that. You got to do that.
We always have to show the love.
Show the love.
So what is your last statement to the great citizens of Baltimore and to encourage them to adopt an animal?
Well, I think is you should look first to adopt an animal because there are a lot of animals out there that have unique breeding and combinations, and also animals that are pure breed that we have at the SPCA, and it's really done in a really professional manner where they really teach you at the SPCA how to care for your pet and how to make them adjust well within your home. So I think that the one thing I would say to you, before you think about going anywhere else, come to the SPCA and look at the animals that they have and think about adopting a dog or a cat.
Okay, thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you, sir.
And out there, let's love all the animals. All right, we'll be right back. Don't move.
Thank you.
Oh, what about the doggies? Hey, Bob, how are you? Hey, how you doing there? What's the doggy name?
This is Bear.
Hi, Bear. How you doing?
Say hi.
How you doing?
Bear's 10 years old.
Bear's 10 years old.
10.
And Bear is
I don't know if
healthy.
He's gonna make it. He's healthy.
Looks good. Mom and Dad looks good. And that's his brother right there?
It is.
See, this is what I'm telling you. Folks take animals in and they become their children. Is that right, Mom?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's our son Bear. In fact,
tax advantages.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
snuggler of Bear.
Oh, huh?
No, we don't do shout-outs.
Yeah, let them do a shout out. Come on, man.
Okay, I want to give a shout out to ADV Yahweh down in Odenton, Pastor Pedro. I'm rapping for you down here. I want to give a shout out to CDC 1, 2, and 3 and SAC, you know, working government style. I want to give a shout out to First Army East, First Army East mobilization units, you know what I'm saying? Army, represent, you know.
Represent.
My man, you see that he represents. My man, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? I appreciate you. Much love, man. And I hear Pastor. Who's the pastor?
Pastor Pedro.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Pastor? Where's he at?
Severn Run.
The church at 7 Run, Odenton, Maryland.
Okay, Pastor Pedro.
Didn't make it today, sorry.
Listen,
But we're here.
but you know what? Hold up. This is still some kingdom stuff. Because guess what? God created animals for people for companionship,
Correct.
company, love. So guess what? It's very important to acknowledge Christ this day. Do you follow me? Can somebody say hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Oh, they saying hallelujah with an attitude.
With an attitude.
That's right. So what would you say to encourage all Christians to adopt animals?
Oh, animals are just a beautiful, wonderful addition to every family. Their unconditional love is the best, just like God's.
That's right. That's right. And you know, when you can love an animal, it's easy to love anything or anybody in the entire world.
Anything at all. Anything is possible with dogs and God and love.
Ah, hallelujah. We love you all. All right, family. God bless y'all. Have a good day here.
You too.
You keep on keeping on.
You too.
God bless. All right. I tell you, I mean, everybody's out here. They had to skip church. God forgive them. They didn't mean no harm, but they just wanted to show the love for the doggies today. So why don't you be friendly? Open your doors, open your house, open your heart, and give a home to a loving pet. Because remember, God made these creatures for your companionship, for your company. So you can have a new son or new daughter. It'll just be a fight-o. But let's always love the animals. And to my friends out there who have harmed animals, let's never harm an animal again. Let's love animals. God made these great creatures for you. So never harm them. Always love animals like you love yourself. I think one of the greatest churches is to do unto others as you have them do unto you. So do unto a dog as you would do to yourself. You wouldn't beat yourself up, so never beat up a dog or never fight dogs. That's not cool. And because there are some laws and consequences that you will face if you do. So why don't you be just loving, not only love animals, but let's love your fellow man as well. Peace and love, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. Hey, this is It's On Talk Show, and we're back. This show topic is I Love My Animal. And we have here Emotion from Deep Flow Productions. Hey, Emotion, how you doing?
Hey, John. Thanks for having me, and thanks for doing an episode about this.
Well, it's my profound pleasure because I found it's so wonderful for people to have such pets like this little fella here in their family. And that little dog's become a family member
Yes.
and a friend, somebody that's always there to love and to care for. So that's phenomenal, especially what I saw at the march at Drew Hill Park was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands of dogs. I mean, all breeds. They weren't even beefing. No, wasn't barking at each other. They were friendly. They were happy. Everybody, their owners were happy. The children were happy.
Yeah.
It's a happy occasion with a pet.
Yes, it was.
So tell me, what are some of the misconceptions about animals?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because I specifically want to bring up a breed misconception, the pit bull, because of this new legislation or law that's been proposed. And
Wait a minute, do you have a pit bull?
I have two.
Two, okay.
And a mini poodle guy.
Right.
And basically, I read an article from Dan Rodricks of the Baltimore Sun recently and was absolutely appalled along with so many other people. But it was complete ignorance. He was stating facts that he didn't understand, stating statistics that he didn't understand the reasons behind. And I'm going to be honest, there's great pit bull owners, just as I am. So I'm not downing all the pit bull owners, but there's a good amount of pit bull owners that are abusing these dogs, that are using them purely for protection and not socializing them. I mean, it's inbreeding, overbreeding. So these people are what give these dogs a bad name because the outcome of what they've created suddenly becomes, oh, this is what a pit bull is. And so he had said some statistics about there's more pit bull bites to the number of breed. I'm going to be harsh. Have you heard the statistics about black men in jail, that there's more black men in jail than there should be for the race, the statistics or whatever. You know, this is something we face. So they're saying that, with pit bulls, it's because of they're inherently dangerous. So I'm going to say, since we're using the same statistic, Dan Rodricks, are you saying that black men are inherently more dangerous as well? It's actually what's behind it, you know, the neighborhoods, the family situations, and it's the same thing with these pit bulls. It's how they're raised, and unfortunately, some are raised very wrong.
Right.
So
And
thank you for that.
It's real sad that people are uneducated about how to raise an animal, how to love an animal. And that's why, as you know, Barch, I only wish Barch had a program that was citywide, that they would actually go to various neighborhoods and educate people on how to train the pit bull, how to, and educate him to be a wonderful animal.
If you're a pit bull owner, why aren't you getting the training if you need it? That's one thing. People get rid of dogs so much, and this is every breed, because of, biting furniture, eating the wrong things, barking, whatever, when there's always a responsible training method behind it.
Right.
Dogs don't come born trained. It's like a child. You have to teach them. And if you're not willing to teach them, you should not be a dog owner. And one thing I want to say about pit bulls, another problem is that there is so much breeding, overbreeding, and inbreeding going on. Unfortunately, there are those abusers who like to fight dogs and inbreed them so that they become more crazy.
Right.
So when the public sees certain crazy dogs,
It's a perception.
pit bulls are crazy, when in fact, there's too much inbreeding going on. There shouldn't be any inbreeding on. It's like a human, you know? Like humans, you don't want to inbreed.
Absolutely.
Dog is the same thing. Dog is going to be very crazy. And so that's something I would like stopped. As long the fighting too. And that's another misconception when the public thinks pit bulls are born to fight. They want to be these fighter dogs, when in fact they're abused and made to fight. It's absolutely
I've seen
ridiculous.
some people have actual weights on the dogs. I mean, it's horrible to see that.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
it was
ridiculous.
what makes you have such great love for animals?
I like them better than people, I guess, because animals have the best qualities. They have loyalty, they listen, they play, they have affection, all that. Whereas humans, let's be real, we have a lot of disloyalty, we have a lot of trust issues, we have a lot of backstabbing, and and I love humans, don't get me wrong, but I mean, when you compare a dog's not gonna talk behind your back and do any of these crazy stuff that humans do.
Oh, that's sweet. 'Cause my girlfriend, she said she calls me her dog, so that must be a good thing.
Yeah, there you
Wonderful
go.
qualities.
Exactly.
So, what would you say to the group of people, which is very small, who fight dogs?
Wake up. I mean, it's hard to make somebody feel if you don't have those feelings. However, I understand there are people that grow up in a neighborhood where dog fighting is just the norm, and they grow up thinking, oh, that's just the norm. Dogs, they're objects. They're not loving human. Hey, Diggy, Diggy, don't chew on that. That they think this is the norm. A dog is not an affectionate, lovable, a pit bull is not an affectionate, lovable pet. They think a pit bull is just made to fight, made to who's got the hardest dog, whose dog is the thickest, who fights the best. I mean, so those people, you just have to get them out of the mind frame and just to understand, get to know a dog, get to love a dog. Don't fight the dog, and you'll see that with that time and compassion, you would never want to fight again.
Wow. I'm just, I am moved.
One more thing.
Sure.
To those who fight dogs, I would like to put you in the ring with a
Whoa.
lion and see what happens. These dogs don't want to be in there.
That's right.
So, you know what I mean? You a coward making a poor defenseless dog go in there and fight for their life. I'm going to put you in the ring and see how you do fighting for your life.
Wow, that's deep. That's like going back to
That's
the
the
Roman
truth.
Empire.
That's the truth, eye for an eye.
But what's strong here is that let's not fight your animals. Let's love your animals.
Yep.
And we won't have a problem. And moreover, it's against the law, because if you're caught in a dog fighting ring, you're going to be arrested, the whole group of you, and we don't need that.
But it's obviously not tough enough laws because it goes on all the time. And now we're putting a ban on a breed, calling them inherently dangerous for the actual humans that are making them dangerous. They're not born dangerous.
Right,
the
right.
humans are. So we need to make stronger laws on these humans and enforce these humans that are abusing these dogs, neglecting them, all the things they're doing. Not put a law on a ban on the dogs that are already abused. Now you abuse them more and make them kill off the breed.
Yeah, and what's sad, because of the new ruling that was passed, of course, landlords will probably, in all probable cases, tell the resident there, his renter, that the dog will have to leave or you have to leave. Thus, therefore, a lot of dogs will be displaced from the home. Some may be just let loose. I saw a loose pit bull running the other day. So what recommendations you can give in this situation?
We need to educate the public about the breed, about pit bulls. We need to come down harder on those abusing them. We need to start standing up for the breed instead of turning an ignorant eye. Oh, this is a terrible breed, let's put them down. To get insurance, now that they hear this, like, oh, forget about it. Big dogs with square heads, they might have pit bull inside of them. Nah, we're not covering that.
Wow. So, I mean, that could be really dangerous, because if your house catches on fire, you don't have insurance. So guess what? You lose.
Oh, okay, maybe I need to clarify. You get insurance, but your dog is not insured.
Oh, okay.
If
okay.
it has a square head, if it can be classified any type of pit bull. Whereas
Oh,
if the
okay.
little poodle bit somebody, I would be insured.
It's the law now, so people have to really adjust themselves accordingly. Unfortunately, because
Or we have to stand up and change the law. That's what
change
I
the law.
think. Stand up and change the law.
But it's going to take all the dog lovers to really stand up.
Yup.
I mean, I would recommend go down to Annapolis and invade Annapolis with your
Mm-hmm.
pet. You've got to do something radical to make a change. And
Yep.
when you do something radical in great numbers, believe me, laws can be reversed. And rulings.
Martin Luther King, segregation.
That's right.
I mean, it's the same thing. We're segregating pit bulls.
That's right.
So we need someone to be the face of it, and we need a bunch of soldiers behind it making this happen.
You can make it happen. Be strong. Let's be supportive of this animal's rights because it is so unjust that this ruling came down. And it's going to have many adverse effects. I mean, in some communities, dogs going to be just let loose. And also, dogs will be forced to go to box by the hundreds. Because, I mean, I don't know the actual number of population of pit bulls in the city, but I know it's a lot.
And unfortunately, you know, most are going to be euthanized. I mean, Bucks and all the other shelters, they only have a limited amount of room.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
yeah, you can great lovable pets euthanized. Well, you might have some small breed animals just running around biting people's ankles.
Yeah, that's a concern, you know. So again, to this judge, we don't want the blood of all these animals on your hands. So we will ask you to reverse this almost a curse to animal lovers. Let's be considerate. Again, to all my animal lovers, let's stand up together. Let's be united. Let's invade Annapolis with your pet, saying, I love my pet.
How you guys doing? It's Rob C. And you can tell this isn't a tarantula video, not one at all. It's about a story that happened today. Very scary. A lot of the media says, you know, these dogs shouldn't be around children. You know, they're monsters. That's a nice bird. I like that. But big to differ, and you know, people make up these laws called BSL, which I wish each one of you falls off a cliff, hits it 5 times on the way down, probably a tree branch, and then falls in a river with a really fast current. That's what I think of you, because you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Today I was on the computer, Titus came running down, tugging on my sleeve. I know. Tugging on my sleeve, barking. I thought he had to go to potty. At first he was just barking. Hair was raised up. Went up to the door, came back down, grabbed my arm. And then followed him in. He ran to our son's bedroom, ramming his head into the door. And I just opened the door and seen something that no parent probably should ever never have to see. I found him hanging by a blind. He was hanging. His neck was hung. He had been hanging. I don't know how long he'd been there. It was around his neck, and he's grasping for air. All I could do was panic. He jumped in the crib before I could even get to it, and I was able to save him. So you know, the next time you sit there and you call one of my, you want to say, oh, I want your dog destroyed. I want these dogs destroyed. You take a really good look at this face right here. You know why? Because it wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. You call that mean? Well, sure, I can make him look mean. Take a picture of that. Yeah, why don't you take a screenshot of my video and put it on a video and showing how mean pit bulls are. You people make me sick. I can tell you, I'll just leave you with this message. You can come to my door and try to take my dog. You can come to my door. Come knocking on my door. So I'll be on the other side with a 44.
This is Allie. She is a very, very, very good dog. And this is me. We want to show you some pictures and tell you a story. A true story about pit bulls. And their loyalty. When I was 3 years old, my mom was still pregnant with my little sister. A convicted rapist broke in through our window in the middle of the night. Our pit bull, Lucy, made sure that man didn't get anywhere near us. She was stabbed 6 times and kept fighting. My mom, who never would have had the time without Lucy, got her and myself out of the house, called 911. We stayed at a neighbor's until the police arrived. When police showed up, Lucy still had this piece of pussy in her grip. She was still holding on. Vets tried everything to save our hero. She still died a few days later from her wounds. Lucy will never be forgotten. And I have never spent one of my 23 years since that day without a pit bull. And I never will. And I've never been shown anything but loyalty and love. I am so saddened right now. I saw some horrible, disgusting images. It reminded me of a witch hunt or the damn Nazis. Piles and piles of family pets dead because of the breed brand in Denver. Those weren't fighting dogs, those were family dogs. Us as the human race, we have a duty that we're not fulfilling. These animals are not bad. They're good, loyal, trustworthy, gentle. Please do not support the pit bull breed bans.
If it wouldn't have been for that dog, there's no way none of us would be here right now. Absolutely, I credit her for us being alive.
When the Steens' apartment in Hayward, California caught fire last October, it was Diamond's barking that woke Daryl up. He grabbed his youngest daughter, threw her out of a window. She was okay. Then there were anxious moments as Steen waited for firefighters to reach the older daughter, Sierra.
When the firefighters finally got to Sierra, what they discovered was Diamond lying on top of her and shielding her from the flames. But Diamond was getting burned, and Diamond did not move.
For 16-year-old Sierra Steen, Diamond is a girl's best friend. The scar is a badge of the dog's bravery. There's a sad irony to this story. The Steens have been looking for a new place to live, but landlords in the Bay Area won't rent to a family with a pit bull.
When I tell them I have a pit bull, they say they only accept small dogs, but we all know that is because it's a pit bull.
For the time being, Diamond is boarding with the Steens' relatives.
This is the dog that everybody is deriding, that everybody is debasing.
So, the Steens keep searching for a landlord who will set aside any prejudices about pit bulls and judge Diamond by the content of her character.
5-year-old Maximus was a huge part of Dwayne Wilkie and his family's lives.
He had a good temper, he was a good dog, he loved kids.
But Maximus gave his life, investigators say, to defend Wilkie's last week. According to incident reports, Wilkie's brother-in-law, Richard Johnson, told deputies he came to collect on an $80 loan.
There was some altercation between he and his brother. The suspect pulled a knife.
Investigators say during that fight, Maximus, aware his owner was in danger, unlocked the kennel gate with his nose and attacked Johnson. Officers say Johnson stabbed the dog repeatedly.
Just watched him run over there and lay down.
The pit bull was trying to defend his owner. He let himself out of a cage to go do it.
He's a little hero. He saved my life. He wouldn't hurt nobody. He wouldn't never hurt nobody unless he had to. And if he hurt him, then he had to.
Wilkie is left with one family member in jail and another gone for good.
I love my dog to death. He was my baby.
As chaos broke out on I-95, this guy was as calm as can be. This pit bull was the front seat passenger in the tractor trailer that was heading south and got hit by the out-of-control northbound rig. As the truck crumpled, the dog stood tall, staying beside his owner until help arrived.
I was calling to him to come down, and he was not leaving his owner. He was just staying there, and he was guarding his person.
The heroic dog did stay right by his owner's side, and arriving firefighters quickly rushed that badly injured driver to the hospital. Fortunately, another hero was standing by to step in. Vincent Gagliardi says the pit bull was frantic as his owner was carried away. So Gagliardi took off his belt, ran to the dog, fashioned a leash, and got that dog out of there.
And this guy was still sitting in the passenger seat. There's diesel fuel around, so I didn't want to see him get burned, so I took him out of there.
The heroics didn't stop there.
3 men wearing ski masks burst through the back door and walked into the kitchen. The first man drew a gun and ordered Travis Rappold, 21, his girlfriend Amanda Searle, 18, and their 3 friends to lie down. Rappold's 75-pound pit bull, Rock, jumped up from his seat at his master's feet and ran out from under the table toward the armed assailant. They yelled, "Get that pit," and I yelled, "Get him, Rock," recalling last Sunday's incident at his apartment on Rosemore in South Richmond. Backpedaling, the gunmen fired once, striking the dog in the chest. Rock kept going. The intruders fled through the back door and scattered. Rappold shut the door before Rock could keep chasing the 3 men. Moments later, the injured pit bull collapsed as he tried to crawl to the second-floor bedroom where he slept. Rock died in Rappold's arms before he could try to administer first aid. Nicest dog in the world, but he was 75 pounds of muscle and pretty intimidating. Rappold had rescued Rock from an abusive situation only a year before. When adopted, the 5-month-old pup was just skin and bones. Travis saved him, and he came back and saved Travis. Richmond Police Detective Kevin Hathaway said the victims likely would have been assaulted and robbed, if not killed, if it were not for Rock, who gave his life defending his owner from harm.
En medio de la confusión, el perro acude en su ayuda.
Cuando me cogió, únicamente que esperaba que viniera alguien a quitármelo de encima. Y vi que no había nadie por allí alrededor, digo, pues este de aquí no se me va, este de aquí ya me mata. Que fue lo que pensé, pero cuando me di cuenta sentí allí como eso y era un perro que se había enganchado al toro.
Pero si hay algo que distingue a esta raza es su valentía. Los bull tienen una fuerza endiablada en la mandíbula y en circunstancias como esta no dudan en mostrar el coraje de sus antepasados, algo que en este caso le vino muy bien a Alfonso.
Yo en ese momento lo que sentí fue agradecimiento que una cosa tan pequeña.
Chief, an American Pit Bull Terrier, rescued the grandmother and the granddaughter, Maria Victoria, from a deadly cobra which had entered their house through the opening in the kitchen. The cobra was poised about 2 feet away. Equally startled, the cobra expanded its hood and appeared to be spitting venom as it prepared to strike. That's when, from, quote, out of nowhere, end quotes, you gotta love those quotes, out from nowhere, Chief dashed between the cobra and the 2 women, using himself as a shield against the cobra's attacks. Chief then seized the cobra by the neck and slammed it to the floor, killing it. 30 minutes after the bite, Chief had been wobbly and lost control. It wasn't until Marlone arrived that Chief finally let go. Chief gave his 2 deep breaths and died. He was fighting and saving his last ounces of breath to see a glimpse of his master for the last 2 seconds of his life. Ian adds that the last thing Chief did as he gazed up was wag his tail. That's just how pits are.
Her name is Shaka.
Oh, good girl.
And she's come a long way.
She was actually a pound dog, and it was my... Oh, I know.
Rescued from an overcrowded pound in New York, where she was set to be euthanized. A pit bull advocate there recognized her police potential.
Good girl. She ended up taking her home and realized what great drive she had.
Her extreme drive to work led to her own badge, proudly serving with Washougal Police for 5 years, and now a new partner and job.
She's got it.
With Milwaukee Police.
Stick it up.
It's Shaka's job to help get drugs off our streets, from traffic stops to search warrants.
False walls, false floors, all of that stuff. Stick it up.
Shaka is specially trained to sniff out drugs. As part of her weekly training,
Find it.
Shaka and Officer Billy Wells search for marijuana hidden by another officer.
Where is it?
When she finds it,
Show me.
she's trained to alert by sitting down.
Show me where it's at. Show me where it's at. Where is it? Show me. Shaka, show me. Where's it at? Where's it? Oh, good girl.
Sure enough, in this container, a couple grams of pot.
So why is Shaka so good at all this? Well, her nose is about 1,000,000 times better than ours.
Her nose is phenomenal.
And she does it all for some praise from Officer Wells.
And then she'll wait to get paid up.
Paid up with one tough rubber hose.
And that's what she's satisfied with. Very nice. Come on.
Shaka and Officer Wells are ready to help with possible drug cases in Milwaukee and surrounding counties.
Nice.
A partnership. And Nose for Crime, designed to detect drugs and protect our neighborhood.
10-month-old Rico is one lucky pit bull. He was shot at point-blank range in the head with a .45 caliber handgun last night, and he's alive. And did we mention he's also a hero?
I didn't want the dog to get shot, but I really feel like if he wasn't there, that something worse could have happened to us.
Chuck Snellinger was busy making t-shirts last night here at GFY Clothing in Virginia Beach. Minutes later,
We popped our heads up. There was three black males with .45 caliber guns in our face, telling us to get down or we're gonna die. Give us money or we're gonna die. We're gonna die tonight.
Chuck says the men searched him and another worker for money. They didn't find any, so they went into this office, right past where Rico was taking a nap, looking for a safe.
And when they did, the dog woke up or got off the couch where he was sleeping, and I guess it startled them as they came out. So one of them said, "Oh," and he walked over and shot the dog in the head.
But Rico, who was just visiting the warehouse while his dad went on a date, didn't run and hide. No, this normally quiet and shy puppy got mad.
He went off and attacked him for a good 20 seconds at the corner of the building.
Chuck says Rico's bravery saved two people's lives.
They were really upset that we didn't have cash for him. So
you're thankful for Rico?
I'm very thankful for Rico. Yeah, very thankful for Rico.
He was a hero last night.
A hero who really shouldn't have survived.
I'm glad he's still here. Unbelievably, that's a hard-headed dog.
When an attempted home invasion was stopped all by a hero dog.
The family's pit bull, Kilo, came to the rescue. WABC's Michelle Charlesworth has this dog's tale.
The great news is Kilo, a 12-year-old, 70-pound pit bull, is alive and well.
Nothing like a dog. Took the bullet for us.
Poor dog. His owner, Justin, says the bleeding Saturday night after the push-in and gunshots was so bad he was sure that he had lost him. And he's had Kilo since he was a puppy.
My girlfriend just said, hold him in your arms, you know, let him die comfortably. You know, that's when I just was...
And now he's fine.
Now
just
he's
a little
fine.
bit of... I thought the dog was going to die because I seen the shot in his head. And I really thought he was going to die.
What better story do you have is having this hero, which I know he's the super dog.
Do you know you're a hero? Do you know?
He is, and he is a love.
The young dog was shot here in the shoulder. It took an extensive operation, a drainage tube, and more than 40 stitches to save her life.
It's like having your best friend shot.
Her name is Pepper. At first glance, you'd never know she almost died fighting off a burglar who barged into her Iona Road home.
My father heard the ruckus accident next door.
For fear that his son Richard's home was being broken into while he was away.
I ran to the back of the house and I let both the dogs loose.
And just like that, both ran inside.
And within just a few seconds, I heard at least 2 gunshots, maybe 3. They ran to the corner of the house and I saw that guy dive out the bedroom window at the end of the house. And he still had the screen wrapped around his neck.
The dog, on the other hand, was bleeding from being shot by a 9mm. The burglar never got a thing, and just to be sure, even after being shot, Pepper raced back in to make sure the crook was gone.
He says he was paying his respects at a neighbor's backyard wedding reception when a man in a hooded sweatshirt began firing into the crowd, hitting him, a second person, and his dog Karma.
She got nailed with one of these bullets, and I could hear her screech, and I knew she got hit.
To save Karma's life, a veterinary surgeon had to amputate her left front leg.
That was just devastating.
He says after the gunman shot him, Karma gave chase before getting shot herself.
Knew he was a bad guy, chased him out of there.
It was the final sprint of her young life.
I think she might have saved my life.
But as it turned out, witnesses say Karma had traded her leg for the life of her master.
He could have stayed around and finished what he had. That could have been fatal.
It is a story about 3 legs, 2 hearts, and 1 friendship.
I saved her from some people that couldn't take care of her anymore.
He says she has now returned the favor, and he is not surprised he escaped more serious injury, having had good karma on his side.
I opened the door like this and put the groceries in.
It was supposed to be a routine shopping trip for Amber Molina, who had her dog Victor along for the ride. She helped save the 3-year-old pit bull from a dogfighting ring, and this week, Victor returned the favor.
Yeah, I was just reaching for my seatbelt, and right as I was turning to click it in, the door flew open, and he was just standing right there.
Molina came face to face with a possible carjacker. The man spooked Victor too, but the dog was quick to act.
He turns around and lets out this just gigantic woof, and this man throws himself backwards, trips on himself, and falls down.
Police later arrested the man, and thanks to Victor, Molina wasn't hurt. Victor is one of 23 pit bulls saved from a dogfighting ring in Graham last October. He still bears the battle scars from being routinely beaten and forced to fight.
He's got tears inside his ear, especially right here. Like I said, his biggest one is the lip. This lip is supposed to be attached, not kind of poking out.
But now we know who this unlikely hero is, a pit bull, a breed notoriously known for violence. But
Blitz is a 2-year-old, 100-and-something pound pit bull. Yes, the kind many fear.
He'll protect us when we need it, but he's a great house pet. He's great with my kids, and he's wonderful.
Due to the nature of this tale, Blitz's owner does not want to be known. She says close to 11 o'clock Wednesday night, she heard screams for help.
It's so surreal. I haven't even slept yet. I'm just still kind of shaken about what could have happened to her.
She saw 33-year-old Steve Schumacher beating and dragging his estranged wife. Blitz saw it too.
Yeah, he about knocked me out of the door to get two of them, so. I heard her screaming, "Help me," repeatedly, and I came out my front door, and my dog spilled past me and went and scared him a little bit.
She says he never bit anyone, but scared Schumacher just enough that he loosened his grip on his wife, who then ran inside Blitz's home and waited for police.
He went to that residence, broke into that residence, and then confronted her and assaulted her in the residence.
What Schumacher's intentions were are still not known. But what is known is the dog many fear saw fear and became a hero.
It's hard to tell what may or may not have happened if not for that dog.
I'm very proud of him.
Anyway, Laporte. Wayne Mr. Myers says a stranger tried to abduct his 9-year-old son from the family's backyard Monday night. Destiny, the family's 2-year-old tan and white red-nosed pit bull, barked and scared the intruder away. Their 9-year-old son was in the backyard playing with his 5-year-old brother. The boy said the stranger came out of the woods, grabbed him by the shoulder, and tried to pull him over the fence before the dog intervened.
She was unconscious on the tracks, a freight train heading right for her, but tonight that woman is alive. Her dog rushed in to save her owner from certain death. Nicole Jacobs tells us how.
Well, she was awake now, so you can see her personality.
She's described as a lovable and affectionate pit bull. 8.5-year-old Lily is the perfect pet. Boston police officer David Lantang rescued Lily for his mother 3 years ago.
My mom suffered from alcoholism and battling depression her entire life.
But since then, Lantang says Lily has helped his mother, sobering her by about 90%. But tough family news set her back a bit. She and Lily were walking along these tracks in Shirley when Lantang's mother passed out on the tracks with the cargo freight train approaching. She had been drinking. What Lily did in that moment was pull her owner off the tracks, dragging her to safety, but bearing the brunt of the train. Hooked up to machines and tubes and heavily drugged now, Lily is hanging on.
I've cried myself to sleep over the last 3-4 nights, and it's just been very tough.
Lantang fights back tears, realizing the close call that nearly took 2 of the most important beings from him.
We've always known she's a special dog, and she showed exactly what a pit bull is.
My name
name is Jennifer McNamara, and this is my husband Clint Miller and our daughter Casey Miller. And we have 3 rescued American Pit Bull Terriers, Lady, Ginger, and Smokey. I love my dogs because they love us back.
They seem to have more of a personality than some of the other breeds.
They're fun to play with, and they don't care what we watch on TV, and
that's important.
I'm Rue, and this is my wife, Clara. This is Hector, and we just recently adopted him, and he was rescued from Michael Vick's dogfighting operation. He already passed his CGC with us, and we're hopefully going to get him certified as a therapy dog.
The AKC Canine Good Citizen program is designed to award dogs who have good manners at home and in the community. Many dog owners complete it as a prerequisite to therapy dog training.
He's pretty much got the mind of a puppy.
In the early 1800s, a vicious sport called bull baiting was very popular in England. It involved the release of bulldogs on a bull that was sometimes confined in a deep pit. The object was to see how long it would take the dogs to pin down the bull. Desiring an improved dog for their cruel sport, English breeders bred the bulldog and the terrier to create the bull and terrier, a strong, fast, muscular dog that was very friendly and sociable to humans. This helped ensure the dog would never turn on their owners when they had to pull it off the bull. As the popularity of this dog spread, it simply became known as the pit bull. In 1835, the British House of Commons outlawed bull baiting through the Cruelty to Animals Act. Since fighting bulls was such a visible practice, the sport went underground and turned into dog-on-dog fighting.
There are definitely stereotypes to having a pit bull, and there's definitely people that'll be petting our dog and then go, "What kind is it?" Well, she's a pit bull terrier. Whew, those kids are grabbed up and run off. We see that on occasion, don't we? And it's kind of silly because they've already kind of fallen in love with her for the moment. You always hear when something happens and it makes the news with the pit bulls. Well, what kind of family are they anyway to own a pit bull? Well, the families that aren't getting on the news are just like us.
When I first saw those scars, obviously I felt bad for the situation that he was put in to get them. He's got lots of scars on his chest here. They pretty much go all throughout his chest. They go down his legs. See, he's missing some canines, and he's got a notch out of his tongue there. I was a little concerned, being in that situation, how he would be towards other dogs, and considering we have other dogs in our house. But once I saw his personality and his temperament, all those things just went out the window. It's just amazing how this dog can come out of that situation and be just fine. Bang, bang!
In the late 1800s, English and Irish immigrants brought the pit bull to America, where it gained in popularity because of how loving they were with humans. In fact, they were so good with small children, they were nicknamed the nanny dog. Their fame grew even higher when the image of the pit bull was used in World War I posters to embody the American spirit. And during that same war, a stray pit bull named Sergeant Stubby became its most famous dog. For valiantly protecting his fellow soldiers against German troops and gas attacks, Stubby was nicknamed the Hero Dog. Post-World War I, Madison Avenue made the pit bull center stage in its advertising. From shoes, to magazines, to circuses. The pit bull was everywhere. In 1927, the Our Gang series, or Little Rascals as it's known today, showcased a pit bull named Petey. Americans fell in love with him, and it was during this time that the pit bull became one of the most popular dogs in America.
The things about the breed that good owners love also make them so moldable for somebody that wants to do something bad with them.
The whole fighting thing is a very selfish act. They're thinking more of themselves rather than their dogs. I mean, they feel pain, they're going through horrible situations, and they don't have a choice.
Don't be afraid of me when I'm out for a walk with my daughter and my dog's on a leash. Be afraid of the guy that's keeping his dog shut up in his basement, that's keeping his dog on a chain, that's underground with his dog. If they are not treating that animal as part of their family, then yeah, Look at that guy.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of people that don't like the breed. What I've actually found is that a lot of those people have never even met one. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that every single pit bull is perfect, but most of them are really good dogs. What's really going to change people's misperceptions and their prejudices and their opinions is to actually meet them.
They are the greatest, loyalist, loving family dog.
You can imagine how dull it would be if every cat everywhere looked exactly the same. I'll go in the living room and he'll come up on the couch by me and I'll read to him.
Casey never really had a dog that picked her, but who picked you?
Smokey.
Smokey.
In the early 80s, a crack cocaine epidemic turned America's inner cities into battlegrounds. Gang members flush with money adopted status symbols like expensive cars, gold chains, and muscular dogs. Gambling on dogfights became a regular event, and inexperienced breeders began raising pit bulls for toughness and aggression in the fighting ring. The U.S. media jumped on the story, adding more fuel to the fire with provocative magazine covers and sensationalized headlines. Dogfighting was experiencing a resurgence. In reaction to media coverage that focused solely on pit bulls and not their irresponsible owners, counties and states across America began enacting breed-specific banning legislation, or BSL. Denver, Colorado was one of the first. In 1989, they banned pit bull-type dogs, seizing and killing thousands whose only crime was their breed. Animal wardens were given the power to decide what a pit bull-type dog was. Bull terriers, Staffordshires, boxers, mastiffs. If it was muscular with a square head, they could seize and kill your dog. In 2007, Atlanta Falcons quarterback Michael Vick was arrested for running an illegal dogfighting ring, so barbaric that the losing dogs were frequently hanged, drowned, or electrocuted. In the past, shelters have euthanized all rescued fight dogs, but this time it was different. The public sided with the dogs, and in a landmark case, several rescue operations were allowed to evaluate them. Out of 48 rescued pit bulls, only one displayed aggression toward humans. It seemed the majority only needed time to heal, both physically and emotionally. As of 2010, they are all either living in their forever homes or in sanctuary. There hasn't been a single aggressive incident involving any of them.
We didn't really tell anybody in the neighborhood we were bringing him home. I knew that coming with the headline, Vic fighting dog, people might think twice or what's going on, and people were actually really welcoming. It was nice to see.
It's most important to be a responsible owner. Regardless of what breed of dog you have, you need to give it a healthy home, you need to give it shelter, give it love, give it training.
To see the attitude of this guy coming out of that situation, just being happy to be alive and just living life, you know, it's really a reminder to me that it's admirable.
If you are the owner of a large breed dog and you hear they might be planning to ban pit bulls in your town, you need to be on guard, because if they come after my dog, they're coming after your dog next.
If this guy can go through all this and he's just a dog and he can come out and have a good time, I think I can do the same thing too.
Pit bull is really a smart animal that loves human beings. You only have to refer back to the TV show, The Little Rascals. That dog is a well-socialized, happy pit bull. You can see the children playing with him. That's how it should be.
And remember to look inside the shoe for that famous picture.
When I was a little boy, I'd grown up around Buster Brown commercials.
Buster That's my dog, Tig.
I never before realized that that dog, Tig, was what today we call a pit bull. What have we done that could transform an animal from our friendly poster animal for a shoe commercial into a malicious, demonic animal that has to be eliminated? And if we could figure out how we did that to these animals, maybe there would be some lessons for how we do it to ourselves as human beings.